Guys, we did it. The Bonneville SaltFlats. Welcome. If you're looking for something incredibly white and flat to fly over, this is a spot. If you're looking behind me right now, this is kind of a similar landscape to the place where I fly all the time, Great Salt Air. The difference is that we are on the far east side of Bonneville SaltFlats. If you've ever considered traveling to Utah and flying out here, I bet you that the Bonneville SaltFlats have been high on your bucket list of places to fly. And I'm about to show you why. So, stay tuned. Oh, that sounds so stupid. Stay tuned. So follow along, and if you're ever interested in coming out here and flying the Bonneville SaltFlats, you're gonna want to watch the rest of this, because I'm in a place called Knowles. Knowles is 56. Knowles is 60 miles away from Wendover. So we're like some 55 miles away from the Bonneville Speedway. The reason that we're here right now is because I have the paramotors in the van, and there's no reason for us to drive all the way to Nevada to go do the Bonneville Speedway. So here's the game plan. We're gonna take off here from Knowles, fly the 60 miles to the Speedway, and I'm gonna take you guys along for the ride and show you what they're Oh, there it is. I just swallowed a sunflower seed. Okay, I'm gonna take you the 60 miles from here in Knowles to the Bonneville Speedway. If you're planning a trip to come out here, it's best to do in the warmer months, because this area all turns into putty mud in the spring and in the winter. It's all, and in the salt flats usually flood, so you can't even drive out here. There's a reason I parked the van right there, because underneath this mud, it's hard and crusty, and then right underneath the crust, it's putty mud. You'll get stuck, you'll never get out. Today I'm gonna be flying the Kanguk Amarok. I've been obsessed with this frame for the last month that I've had it. It's an incredible machine, incredibly versatile, incredibly light. The engine is positioned perfect with the hang points to make it feel so natural, so intuitive. The engine as well is mounted a lot closer to the pilot compared to some other frames, which makes the vibration a lot less, the torque a lot less, and the swing a lot less. Altogether, just an incredible machine. Paired with this machine, I have the Vitarazi Moster 185. I'm a Vitarazi fan all day. Such a reliable engine. Some of the items that I take along, it's one, Garmin InReach. This is a satellite beacon as well as a navigator. What I do is I sync this up with my flight deck with my phone, and then I'll have this do my navigating for me and get me to where I go. So it gives me a pretty accurate ground speed, gives me a pretty accurate airspeed and altitude and all that kind of stuff for navigating and trying to find the best layer of air to fly in as far as like speed and efficiency goes. We've got a good 30 miles before we get into that, so let's get going. Also, we're gonna keep an eye on all that
I just caught the scariest air of the season. Holy crap. I was sitting at about 200, 300 feet above the ground and just started getting rocked. No collapses, but just big off-headings to the point where I was super uncomfortable. So I came down and landed right out here in the beginning of the salt flats. That's where I landed and then trudged through all this stuff. Look at this. So underneath this thin layer of salt, it's all mud. Look, I'm sinking right here. So I've got to get myself to that road over there, service road, and then we got to wait it out. Take a look at this. So if you can't tell, we got big gusts coming through right now. That's what's spinning the blade. The engine's not on, that's the wind. That is crazy. And you know what it is it's, I'm gonna just turn this out of the wind so it's not spinning as much. It's complacency on my part. I got up, thought that I was in control and I had control of my environment, and I really didn't. All of that way over there, that fallout is causing this gust. All that verga falling out of the sky. The funny thing is it looked bad when I launched, and as I was flying, it was looking better. Well, it was 30 miles away. So it took some time to come over to me. Now it's gusting probably 19, 20, but 19 or 20 miles an hour with all the heat that's generated off of these flats is creating the worst, most psycho cannon-like thermals bumping the wing around. So yeah, a little bit exciting. I wouldn't say it's super often that I have to land because I'm just scared. Honest truth is, I was just scared. It was awful air, had to come down now. So now where we're at, this ground over here is the worst. You think this is all solid, you think you can drive out on this, but look, that is every footstep. Every footstep out of this thing is just so soft. So if you drove out here, yeah, you'd be stuck forever. If I landed way out there, it would be a hike out. Take a look at my vans. They're just cased in salt and mud and guck. So the plan for right now, gears right here, and I'm gonna watch this. Just watch and observe, wait for it to cool down, wait for it to simmer down and get better. The weather forecast shows a really awesome, smooth night. So we just have to wait for this wind to die, these gusts to die down, sun to drop down a little bit, and then we're back in business. It's still windy. Oh my gosh, I am so incredibly thirsty too. This salt and the heat just draws it out of you. Yeah, these gusts are sustaining. They keep coming. It's all that mess way out there, and it's just dumping so much cold air right now. That's where all this wind's coming from. I'm not hiking out of here. I'm definitely flying out. You can fly in, you can fly yourself out. So yeah, I'm gonna lay down and take a nap, wait for this to get better. It is so dry out here and I'm getting dehydrated really quick. So it's time to do a hack and try to get some water out of basically a desert. So I've gathered some stuff. The nice thing about humans is that we leave a lot of trash, nice and unfortunate. So I've gathered some supplies to try to extract water out of this lake bed. Now this lake bed's ancient and the water table is fairly high, which means that if I dig down just a little bit, not even very much, I'm gonna be able to reach water. So that's the plan. I'm gonna dig a little pit and try to get water to fill the pit. Oh, this mud is thick. That's my hole, and I'm gonna let it sit and let the water percolate and fill in. I've got to start a fire so that I can boil the salt water. The water that's going to come out of this is going to be very, very salty. I'm going to need to boil it and then catch the steam. And when the steam condensates, that's what I'm going to be able to drink. That's the plan. Okay, it's been 30 minutes and there's nothing. I really thought that was gonna work. There's nothing. There's no water in that hole. Well, I didn't want to come to this, but I really have no other choice. Bottoms up. So I've got the wings set up way down there on a patch of salt flat that might be a little bit more firm to take off on. Here's the plan. There's still a lot of wind. Not an incredible amount, but you're looking at like, I don't know, 15, 16 mile an hour. All the Virga is gone. I am a little worried about the flight, but I don't think it's out of my range of ability. So decided to head back home. We're back to the van, back in Knowles, and we'll drive the rest of the way. We're just running out of daylight. There's not a full moon. Actually, it's not legal. That's why I'm not playing tonight. If you can look down below, you can see the I-80. Following the I-80 back, taking in the views. We're gonna fly back high. I'm loving my Garmin InReach. This is doing all my navigational work right here on my dashboard. Tell me how far I have to go, what my speed is as accurate as possible. So I'm loving it, really enjoying it. Oh, jeez. All right, good morning. We're back. Drove all the way out here to Bonneville SaltFlats last night. Not all the way, just the last 30 miles that we should have flown in last night. We're here, sun's just come up, and there's like almost no wind. So it's time to get up in the air, have a good time, and go explore this area, see what this area is all about. I'm down to one camera, the other cameras have died, so this is what we're gonna be watching it on. Let's rock.
guys, we did it. The Bonneville SaltFlats. Would I say it's my favorite? No, most likely not. There's just not a lot of diversity here. But it is really cool to switch it up, and this area is so iconic. To be able to come to the birthplace of speed and fly over it is it's pretty incredible. Big thanks to Kangook Paramotors. I was flying the Amarok today, and I'm loving the new engine mounting, being closer to the pilot, taking care of a lot of the swing. Makes it real comfortable. If you guys are looking into paramotors, go ahead and look into Kangook Paramotors. They're a sweet machine. Also, if you guys are planning on coming out here and planning a trip from wherever you're coming from, some important things to note on this area. These salt flats are not drivable year-round. Really only between the months of July and October. And October might be a little late, might be pushing it. All other months of the year, this place is usually flooded, full of water, and very soft, meaning the van driven out here would be stuck, and it'd be stuck for a year until we could get it back out again. No tow truck's gonna come and get you out of here. For you guys that are coming from lower elevations, welcome to Utah, 4,200 feet above sea level. That's where we are right now. Your launches are gonna be quite different than the launches you're used to at your hometown or wherever you're used to flying. So keep that in mind, especially when you're picking wing size and you're deciding to go smaller or larger. Your consumption is gonna be a lot higher and your launches are gonna be a lot hotter. Awesome place to fly. I'm done here. We're on to the next location. Let's get out. Bye.